Yes, if in case you do not know the number, it's again right here. This is the hashtag that we're using today. It is Wellness Wednesday. On Wednesdays, we talk about hygiene, we talk about the wellness of the mind, anything that will make you a better person in general. So first things first, if you have any questions about female hygiene, if you have any advice regarding female hygiene, please send it into our number, which is 0770 729 366, and we will get to that as well. But I think let's start from the very beginning. Female hygiene. What is female hygiene? And according to a definition that I saw, female hygiene is the general euphemism used to describe personal care products used by women during menstruation, vaginal discharge, and other bodily functions related to the vulva, which is a scientific word. And then sanitary napkins, sanitary towels, panty liners, tampons, menstrual cups, feminine wipes are some of the major ones. But in case you didn't know, in the 1930s, in the United States, the term female hygiene was used instead of birth control. That is crazy. That is how bad it is when it comes to female hygiene. People don't even know where to place us. You know, we are your mothers, we are your sisters, we are those people who make sure that y'all are good, but you do not know anything about it. Even us guys, we have to do so much research when it comes to female hygiene. Do we use this? Do we not use this? What do we do? So that's what we're going to get into. So, there are a few tips in general that I can give or we can give on this table that will enable you to be able to know what to do. So, but I feel like we need to start from the beginning. Do you have any personal hygiene regimens that you use for yourself, Ayuma?
My first one would just be a shower, okay? Because, and it sounds so funny to say just a shower, but like you would think it's like common sense, but you'll be very shocked how, especially for women, sometimes you think it's okay to skip a shower today. I might skip a shower 2 or 3 or 4 days. That is not something that you want to do at all. And let me tell you, products when it comes to your vagina is a no-go zone. I don't care if it says feminine hygiene products. For me personally, okay? When it comes to me and like, you know, taking care of my feminine hygiene and everything, water. Water is your best friend because you don't want to have your pH balance becoming unbalanced and everything by putting things into your vagina which will, like, you know, unbalance it, things that are really fragrant and everything that will cause an irritation and all of that. So I would just say take a regular shower twice a day if you can, but if just once a day, that's perfectly okay as well. And then make sure you keep that area dry. So like, you know, just towel dry and everything. And after that, cotton underwear. I know sometimes we want to look sexy over there with our lace and everything. Sometimes you're there wearing nylon and I don't know what other types of materials and everything, but that's just a recipe for disaster because that's how you get yeast infections and all types of other types of infections and everything because you need to let your flower breathe. So if you can get cotton underwear, or even if the other parts are funny material, but the area that's actually touching your vagina needs to be cotton.
Yeah, and Miss V cleans herself, so you don't need to put things in there. It just cleans itself and let it just dry. Once you shower, just keep everything dry. And there's this trend that women don't like showing their panty line, if you understand what I'm saying. So they're wearing a miniskirt and you're sitting in number 3. Of course, when you're wearing a miniskirt and you sit down, you're just sitting on your panty. Yeah, so if you don't have a panty, like what are you trying to do? How many people have sat on that sit? And unakatu hivyo bila pale. So just sometimes it's not worth it. What I'm trying to say, hey, your line is showing, you're like, I'm taking care of my health. And another thing, ladies, if you're a parent like me, you probably know this. Some men say that these young ladies hawajui kuoga. And this is exactly what they mean. Have you ever tried to change a diaper? Or maybe your child anakwambia, Mom, I'm feeling something here, and then you have to check. I'm telling you, when they open like this, unapigwa hivi pa. That's how you know, by the way, as women, we need to shower more than once every single day. So please do that.
Okay, so I feel like we can go through a few of the tips other than the ones that they've given, which is wearing cotton panties or panties with a cotton line, and you know, making sure that you clean intensively, under, in, open things, look what's going on, am I getting rashes, is there a pimple here, why is there sensitivity? All of these things come because of not properly cleaning yourself. So another important thing, you know, when Lady Flo comes through, amekucha, she's been coming and now you're kind of feeling irritated. There's lots of smells, lots of fluids, different colors, and it's a lot. It's usually really a lot. But at the end of the day, people, and I know the advice is usually up to 8 hours. We've seen that. You've seen the ads. Up to 8 hours, no stain, no stain. But technically speaking, you're supposed to try and change your tampon, your your sanitary towel, whatever it is that you're using. Even if it's a menstrual cup, you're supposed to at least check it and clean it every 4 to 6 hours, especially if you're using tampons. Ladies, people have gotten diseases just from that. You know, people have gotten problems, like insane problems. I've seen people have gotten, like, okay, I have no scientific evidence that this is related, but people do get like palsy and epileptic fits because of that, because it's a lot of stuff that you're retaining into your body and you're not letting go. The whole point of discharge is that it is discharged. So let's try and change every 4 to 6 hours. And for those who doing it, and you're not using the proper contraceptives, you need to make sure that you clean yourself after you've had sexual intercourse. Why? Because the pH of your lady is supposed to remain at a very basic point. If it is anything exposed to any acidity, then it just really messes up the whole work. And yes, she will try and clean herself, but in that particular case, it's important for you to try and reduce the heavy lifting to avoid now yeast infections, urinary tract infections, and even sometimes diseases that are just lingering around there.
Yeah.
And as we are talking about cleaning, we are not talking about douching. You know what douching is, yeah? You have like a device, and then you're flashing water over there, trying to put it in. No. But lady, Lily has told you that your lily pad is cleaning itself naturally. So stop causing pH imbalances by douching and all of that. What about you?
Definitely you want to eat healthy, okay? And not just eating healthy in general, like, your vegetables and everything, but you want to make sure you have probiotics in your diet. Because let me tell you, you need good bacteria in order to keep your flower flourishing and blooming 24/7. And one of the things that also sometimes I try to do is like go ahead and take supplements. So you don't always, like, you can take yogurt and everything, which also has those probiotics, but you can also take supplements which will add to that. And not only will it help with your lady flower, it also helps your guts. It also helps your, like, everything being cleaned up and everything. So when you're looking for supplements, make sure you're getting like lactobacillus. Go Google it, okay? Because I know I haven't said it properly, but lactobacillus acidophilus is one whole word and everything, and that will really make sure that you have the correct probiotics so that your vagina has healthy bacteria.
Yeah, lactic acid is pretty good for your lady.
Yeah, and I heard that if you're someone who gets recurrent UTI infections, you should possibly take cranberry supplements every day. Yeah, and how many times do you clean your towels? Do you share it? In fact, sharing your towel with a man is just a no-no. Because men, they come out from the shower, the same towel inapanguza kichwa, the same towel inapanguza mwili, the same towel inapanguza mguu, toes up on Danny, and then you're just there, a cute girlfriend. You're just like, oh, I'm going to use your towel.
Yeah.
You take that towel and you wipe miguu uko chini, and then you wipe your Miss V. I'm telling you, the infection that you're going to get from that, you will never forget. And how many times do you take a shower before you actually have intercourse? You need to take a shower before and after. Okay? Most people wanna according to some of my friends, their girlfriends wanaoga tu asubuhi. So whether you go for a ride, nini kifika jioni, like, they don't see anything wrong. So I feel it's important, just as Kathomi has said, before and after. And also you need to wipe from front to back, ladies. Or wipe those two outlets differently. Start ya na mbele, and then when you finish, discard the tissue or whatever you're using, then move on to the next and discard. Don't mix them up. Because when you're sick and you go to the hospital, the first thing the doctors check ni nini? Fee says, unatoa, wanaenda wana check ugonjwa. So just imagine wiping from back to front. You're bringing all those bad things uku mbele.
Fecal matter.
Then, yes, and then you're going to get a nasty infection. So let's also be careful about that. And also another thing, you need to hydrate, because when you hydrate more, you're able to like flush out toxins from your body. So even the order, even from your sweat to everything else, inakuwa tu ni sawa. Wala unasema mwanaume ni jasho, si ile jasho mbaya, lakini ile jasho imekunywa maji.
Yeah, another important thing is making sure that you're wearing breathable underwear. Ayuma has given you a very good tip about wearing cotton underwear. But if your cotton underwear is there and it is still imekukaba jamani, you know, baka you sit down, you're like, I know that angle. No, you know, there's just panties that we wear that are a size too small. Stay away from those. It has to be breathable so that, you know, the body can actually do its thing. Do not forget, your body also kind of cleans itself between like 12 onwards, like 12 midnight onwards. So as you're cleaning your face, you're making sure that your face is clean. That is also a part that needs to be cleaned so that you don't give your body too much of a hard time trying to figure that out. Another thing which we need to, you know, avoid using, if possible. A lot of people use lubricants during intercourse, and according to the research that we have done so far, it seems that the glycerin that they use is not the same viscosity as what is supposed to be coming out of your body. So there are different sorts of, you know, wetness that are created from two different things. So if you can, please try and avoid it. Make sure that you are also trying to eat healthy and maintain a proper, nice weight. When you're overweight, you overwork your body, you are forcing it to do things, and avoid. Normally, when you're overweight, your body it's like when you over-exercise, your body will prioritize some activities and leave others, you know. It's just kama uko na kazi mingi, si unachukua kazi yenye ni mzito kwanza alafu zingine utakuja baadaye. So it's the same thing that your body will do. It will prioritize some of the very important functions and then leave the others to a little bit of work later on. So try and maintain a healthy weight for yourself.
Yeah, there's also something else that's a bit controversial, and I know we'll be here arguing about it, and that's about shaving or getting rid of your pubic hair, okay? Because according to like a lot of articles and everything, that we're told that we actually should not be using methods such as like, you know, non-electric shaving methods such as razors to remove our genital hair. It's actually very important to have that hair over there because it helps protect your vagina from different infections and everything. It also acts as like, what's it called? Like whenever you're having intercourse and everything, not to have that friction right there on your vagina. But I think because everyone has different preferences about how they want to keep their pubic hair, I think most importantly, let's just avoid razors because that's where you will really have a bumpy situation.
Yeah, it's a bumpy ride. They're called razor bumps.
Yeah, and it is really difficult to advise a mature person. So what I'm going to say is you can have sex with multiple partners if it works for you, but just make sure you're only having unprotected sex with only one partner. Because when you mix those fluids and everything else, you will get an infection. You'll not even understand where it's coming from. You might even think it's an STD or anything, because females react to semen differently. So when you mix those semen, probably ukijiuliza nimetoa wapi infection juicy, it's because you just have more than one partner.
Yeah, and in addition to that, don't forget that as you're going to treat your infection, you're having unprotected intercourse with someone else. They also need to get, because like, what is the point? You cure yourself and then you go back to the source of the trouble. What is that? What are we doing? So as you get treated for your UTIs, all those infections, make sure you also try and get your partner to get treatment as well. So I feel like this has been very useful. We've been very serious. We want to go a little playful and do a little game. So we are going to be having a game. It is called Just